This looks terrible. Hey, Lisa. Can you hear me? This is the first time I'm doing this from my computer. And it is, I want to make sure everybody can hear. How are you? I'm so glad to have you. I am. I don't have a heaping whole lot for you guys this week. I was just going to sit here and chat with you and show you a few things that I've done. And I know you keep busy. How has your week been? Yay! I'm glad you got the notification. So many people tell me that they don't. Oh, I'm just getting off work. Oh, that's good. So you got an extra day off, Lisa. I'm just getting off work and getting inside and trying to heat up some food and thought I'd jump on here and have a little conversation with you guys. Traffic was horrible. That is great that you'll be off an extra day. I'm not off tomorrow. I do get Friday. And I don't work. I work from home Mondays and Tuesdays. So I always feel like I have a long weekend, even though I'm actually working. I do. I am going to turn on my notifications on my phone. I kind of can see them better. Oh my gosh, where is it? Here it is. All righty. Oh, where is it? Hopefully, we'll get a couple other people. We'll wait a couple of seconds, see if somebody comes in. Stop it then. Hey, Melanie. How are you? Thank you, Lisa. I'm glad you're here. I am glad you're here. I've been working on that quilt y'all picked. I'm good. I was telling Lisa that I was just getting off work and I came in, started heating me up something to eat, and thought I'd jump on here and have a little bit of conversation with you guys. Yeah, have a little bit of conversation. I got some work done. I went to Tammy, the Siberian Winds retreat, online retreat this past weekend, and I got a little bit of stuff done. I felt a bit accomplished. I think my husband felt a little neglected because I stayed in his room for 2 days. It was good. How was your weekend? The weekend, the retreat was fun. I'd never been to an online retreat before, so that was very fun, interesting. I've only been to one other retreat, and it was in person, for which I'm going back this year is in October, so I'll be going back in October to that retreat. But the online one was good. Welcome back, Lisa. Welcome, welcome. So I am going to show you guys what I did first. Let me grab it. So behind me, let me turn this just a little bit more. Wrong way. Wrong way. Okay. So behind me are all the blocks that I have finished for the produce quilt. The newest ones are the kiwis, the oranges, the peaches. Yeah, the kiwis, the oranges, and the peaches. No, it's okay. I hope so. I hope people join. I hope so. Thank you, Lisa. I'm finding the love for it all over again. When I first started it, I was like super duper in love with it, and then there's always another project that you fall in love with while you're in the middle of a project that you think you're in love with. But so what I have left, where'd it go? Is I have pears. Wait, wrong side. Pears and bananas. Let me just go to the other pair. Okay, here we go. I have the bananas, pears, raspberry, which I'm dreading, as you can see all those blocks in that, lemons, and other way, blueberries. Those are all I have left to finish. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think it's absolutely adorable. And I am making the large one. So it looks like, wrong way. There we go. It looks like that. So those blueberries goes to that. I will. I'll post the pattern link in Discord. I will. I probably can actually post where I got all the fabric and stuff too, because I think they still have it as a kit if you'd like to see that as well. Generally, okay, her kits generally, if you buy them as a whole kit, they generally don't cost you any more, honestly, because I have two other ones that I've bought as a whole kit. Even if they were full price, they generally do not cost you any more if they do it the way she did it and not recolor it now. They haven't been costing any more than about $180 at the most. That's what they do, Melanie. I told you mine felt neglected over the weekend because I was in here for 2 days sewing. But they generally don't cost, her pattern kits generally don't cost a whole lot if they use her fabric. When I found that they cost a whole lot is when they recolor them in maybe, instead of using her fabrics, which is mostly Kona solids, then they'll recolor it in like some motor fabric, which makes it cost 3 times as much as it should have if you had made it the way she did. But I will link it in Discord as soon as I finish this, Lisa. Yeah, I think so too. Somewhere around 185 is kind of normal for a kit, but then they'll recolor it. Like she has one that's called Randy and Rudolph, which is reindeers, and moose, I think. It's a moose and a reindeer. Randolph and Rudy is what it's called. And the Randolph and Rudy kit in her fabric, I found for $155. Everybody's trying to recolor it in that berry and pine fabric, and it's well over $200. I don't be wanting to pay all that. I like the cute enough on the front of the book, so I can just kind of take it that way. The second thing that I worked on was the rest of my my mother-in-law's quilt. So I worked on these smaller blocks. The one in the back I'd already done. The ones on the front, which are right here, I made these. And there was 8 of them. Thank you. This was very creative because this was fussy cut to get that white down here. They gave you a template and very, very good directions on how to fussy cut that triangle to put on these triangles here. That went on to that, which went on to that to make these squares. It was very interesting. I've never done anything quite like that before. I'm trying to keep up with this while I'm finishing that, so I can actually get this to her before the fall. I'm hoping to be done with it by August. I have one more. I paused this week's shipment because I have to cut 2 weeks ago shipment because I'm getting the shipments of this. This is actually a block in a month that I'm getting every 2 weeks. And I still have that to cut and get ready to do that one. So I put a pause on this week's and it'll pick up in 2 weeks and I will get the next one and I'll have 3. It's only a 9-month receiving fabric block of the month that I'm getting every 2 weeks for 9 shipments, but the 10th shipment includes the back. So it'll give me the backing will go along with it, and you're supposed to be done with it in 10 good shipments. But of course, I'm one behind, so we'll catch up on it. But I did that. I think that's very pretty. And so that shipment comes with another shipment of it comes with, so that shipment comes with this one. So I'm trying to keep up with both of them. I'm trying to wrap charity quilts for the year. Then it's whatever I feel like making for the rest of the year. Wow, do you do like Quilts of Valor? Is that your charity or do you do something else? I want to make something for a charity, but I don't really have one or know of one besides Quilts of Valor. I don't really know of any other that I could do. But it'd be nice to do that same thing because I have tons of stuff that I don't think I could give away as much stuff as I have in here if I was to make it all. But in this one, I made this block and I just made these. This one, Lord, I cannot do this. This one, that one, that one, and that one. So this was that first medallion block. This one turned out to be really easy. It looks a little bit more complicated. It's just I'm trying to wrap up. Okay, it's same thing you already said. And this is that bear paw looking block. Now this thing kicked my butt. Wait, this is upside down. It go this way. I'm just gonna tell the truth. It kicked my butt, and as you can see, my seams aren't all that perfect in these corners. Hey, Chloe. Yeah, I missed a few, but as I took a butt whooping to get this together, it's gonna stay just like it is. I seriously, seriously took a butt whooping on this one. I told my husband it's been a minute. I've only been quilting for 2.5, going on 3 years. Thanks. I like them. So far, this is the size they've been so far. I think next month. Um, the next one, because like I said, I get it with the same shipments that I got this other one with. It's gonna be 8.5-inch blocks right here in my face. All of them are not, but I think all of these and all of these are. And this one, I think, may actually be bigger than any one of these because it's actually 4 blocks. So I'm doing this one right here. I have it now. And then this is the one that would be on its way this week had I not paused this week. I would be getting the lighter one. But the darker one I have now. It looks like, you can see it better in this right here. Oh, yeah. Okay. It looks like that. And they will finish at, yeah, they will finish at 8.5, and then all 4 8.5s will go together. All 4 of those 8.5s will go together to make us a 6. I think it's 16. Because I think these are 16. I think all these are going to be the same, and then in here they'll be different. But yeah, they're pretty big. They're just okay. Yeah, they're pretty big. It's just a lot. I thought I don't know. I made bear paws before, and I just did not think this was going to be as difficult as it was. But it was very tricky. I think it's going to be very pretty. I was kind of disappointed that I didn't get the dark one. 96 by 96, Melanie. Oh, poor puppy. Poor puppy. Lord, y'all gonna have to give him Valium by Friday. It's gonna be bad. Come Friday, bless his little heart. Oh. It's just mean to start so early doing that kind of thing. I just didn't expect it to be so hard. I put so many of these blocks on wrong and then had to take them apart and then put them back on the same way and then have to take them apart again. Oh, I was so mad. And then bless his little heart. Bless him, little heart. And then I did this and I refused to take it out. I'm just not in the mental state. Right here, it's supposed to be flipped the other way, so the white's supposed to be here. I was supposed to put them on the other direction. I was mad. And I mean, I had got the whole, I had hung the block up here so I can look at them all before I noticed it. Hi, Becky. I think it looks pretty good too. I told my husband I may not change it if I put it in the block and it just doesn't, if I put it in a quilt and it doesn't look awkward, then it's gonna stay in the quilt. If I put it all up there and it don't look crazy, it's gonna continue to look like this. Cause I'm telling you, if I could have started drinking while I was putting these quilt blocks together, I probably would have. I probably really would have. Because it was driving me crazy. But that's the sum of all I did this week. I wanted to do more. My plan is to finish all these blocks. He doesn't bark or hide his garden. Bless his heart. He ready. He ready. He said, whatever they doing out there, they better stay out there doing it. They better not come in here. That's what he said. Bless his little heart. But that's all I've done today. I mean, I've done this week. I have my bananas cut to make my bananas for that quilt. So, Chloe, I plan to. He's a German Shepherd on high alert. I bet he is. I bet he is. I plan to only because Bella Rose Quilts has the cutest fabrics in their kits. And because I can pay the $50 to join and use that $50 as a payment on that $50 on the quilt kit. I think that's an interesting way of doing a mystery quilt. So those who don't know, Mystery 50 is a lady that owns a quilt shops. Hi, Mona. Thank you for coming. She's a lady that there are two ladies actually that own a quilt shop, and they did these mystery quilts that people were joining in on. She said, I have to check them out. Bear Creek is doing the same thing. I think they all are. I think the way that they make money doing this, other than to sell the quilt kits, is to generate more business by giving you the opportunity to do this with your own stash. You pay $50, you get your $50 back in the form of a gift card for whatever quilt shop that you buy, that you pay the $50 to join with. Is it Lavender and Lime who are doing it? Are they the ones that wrote it? I don't know who did the writing. But the ladies had been doing it for a while, and they pitched it to people at Houston last year at the quilt show at Market. I mean, last year. That's where everybody decided they wanted to join in, was at Market last year. And I did the mini one. I thought it was an interesting concept. And I think I want to at least do the first one. And what happens is they do one every few months. They'll do 4 in a year's time. And if you do all 4, then you get the pattern for the 5th one for free. So you don't have to pay the $50, give the $50 for the 5th one. But they only take 6 weeks. They're done. You get it, you get your fabric, you do the quilt, and it's done. I don't know if they're really small. I don't know what size they are, but they do come with the option to add borders. Kind of like, I think they're going to be about the same size as the cotton cuts. I don't think they're going to be any smaller than that. And they get bigger if you add the borders on them. But this first one is a quilt with, what are those strips that I don't like? Jelly rolls, because I don't like them. But it's a jelly roll quilt. They're just making it. They just have a kit in 2 fabrics that I just really, really want. I don't even know if I'm gonna make the quilt, but I would buy the kit because I just really want the fabric. But they're not sending it to you like the same way that they are in other places, because the only way you can get the pattern is to be a part of one of these quilt shops Facebook group. $150. That's too much. The rest of the shops that I've seen are running anywhere. Stay. I have been awake since you. Oh, okay. You have yourself a good night, Lisa. Thank you for dropping in. The other quilt shops I see are running anywhere from $99 to $119. And the ones that I see that are roughly $119 are like Tilda fabric. The others I see are about $99. You guys, this is my husband really quick. Give me a minute. I'm going to step out and answer him. Nothing, doing a lot. I am. I was. Then it turned out to be the time that I have to get on. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. I'm back. Yeah, they were, like I said, the higher ones were Tilda fabric, but the rest of them weren't super duper expensive. That's why I wasn't thinking they were going to be big either. If you've ever seen people, hey, Katie, thank you for coming. If you've ever seen people do what's the other one that they do? The brown bag mystery. I think they're going to be about the same size. And the brown bag mystery turns out to be about 60 by 60, maybe 60 by 60. And then you add the borders to them to get them to be a bigger size. But they basically end up being a throw. I was thinking about it. Like I said, it would only be because I like the fabric that they're using at Bella Rose Quilts more than I do at the other shops. But with all the other junk I got, I don't need to sign up for nothing else. I mean nothing, because I've done some sign up damage in the last 2 weeks. I signed up for a Liberty Fabric sew along. How you doing, Katie? I'm so glad you came by. Hey, Deb. How are you? And did you buy anything from So Charming Quilts? Yes, I signed up for a Liberty log cabin. I ordered some scrap fabric, so I got to go pick it up. Thank you, Scrappy Blocks. Oh, I'm going to try my best to get into that scrappy thing. I'm going to use up all them boxes I got over there in that corner at some point. Oh, and I signed up for Emma. And they call Emma the quilt that was designed by Lori Holt with you was looking at the polka dot fabric. Okay. The quilts that Lori Holt designed for Riley Blake with the newest Jane Austen fabric, and they call Emma. I think that's what it's called. I signed up for that. And I think it's called Emma. Who knows? So, yeah, it's called, the fabric is called Emma. The quilt is called Jane Austen's. Oh, Lord, Alicia, why don't you stop trying to show people stuff? And you know it ain't going to work. You know, I got to turn you some kind of way. So it's that one. I signed up for that. And lastly, and I put myself in timeout. It is. Lastly, and I put myself in timeout for this, y'all, but it had to be done. I did that. So wait, go back the other way. That. So that is the casserole quilt, which is a pattern from Elizabeth Hartman, and it's all done in Tilda's wallflower. Yes, it is the casserole done in Tilda's. Exactly. How do you see that and say no? How do you see that and say no? So after I pulled the plug on the casserole, I was like, I am in quilting timeout right now. I can't do nothing, nothing else. Nothing. But I bought this though. This is not something I'm gonna be signed up for forever and paying for the rest of my life because I found somebody. I know. I know. I know, right? That's me. That's me all day. I'm like, this is ridiculous, girl. Get yourself together. And I didn't do a block of the month for this one, but I bought it. I don't know if you can see that too well. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So Lindsay with Latimer Lane Quilts was selling this one for on a payment plan for $70 a month, and I bought it. I think it's a month. I don't know how we playing, girl. I just know it's 70. It's three $70 payments, and then she sends you all. I think it's like 22 yards of fabric. I think. Yeah, it's yeah. I'm in absolute quilty buying timeout. Absolute quilty buying timeout. That's what I mean. I can't. I can't buy. I, I can't buy thread. I just can't do nothing else. It's bigger than I think. Let me check. I don't think it's because it's super duper big. It is. It's 71 by 81 and a half, but it's just a lot. It's like two, three, four, five, six. It's like the quilt has every fabric that's in the fig tree line for the bon natale. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. It's a lot. I'm serious. I had to put myself. Exactly. We will, Melanie. We'll be piecing for the rest of the year. I had to put myself in whoo timeout. Absolute timeout. I need to go and unsubscribe from some of these emails that I get. Unsubscribe from some of these Instagrams and Facebooks and all this stuff so I can stop seeing stuff. Cause I was like, girl, stop. You working just for fabric. Woo! It's not. I enjoy it. I find amazement at how much I enjoy just closing that door and sitting in this room. I ain't gotta have a TV on, a radio on, which usually that's not the case. I usually got something going on in the background. But I have so much joy just sitting in this room with the door closed. I can close the window and just sew. It's just it just brings me so much joy to my day, so much peace. Yep, I hope so. Not to mention that I did a video unboxing this cute little quilt here. Is this not the cutest pattern? You guys, if for no other reason, Sandy at Bella Rose Quilts, she can definitely make some cute patterns. She can make some pretty patterns. Mine's probably a mess too, Deb. It stays a mess. It stays a mess. I rearranged the chaos to kind of make it look like, I done did something to it. I just take it from the left and push it over to the right, and then I move it from the right back over to the left. That's basically all I do. I might stack it up real neat, kind of do it like you do some paper and try to stack it together and put it up over there. But, it's still just shifting the chaos from one end to the other. That's exactly what I'm doing. But that Sandy at Bella Rose Quilts she can come up with some interesting patterns. So cute. I didn't think they were supposed to be flowery either. And I didn't think they were supposed to be this size. Because this quilt is 90 by 90. I thought it was supposed to be like throw over you size. She said it was approved by Quilts of Valor. And I thought, Quilts of Valor wasn't supposed. Now, our Quilts of Valor lady said that they don't want quilts with flags on them. You can use fabric that has flags in it, but they do not want quilts that mimic a flag. It reminds the veterans too much of the flag that's over the casket. It sounds that way to me too, Katie. But they told us at the guild when they come they'll be back tomorrow for this year at our guild meeting to talk about Quilts of Valor, that they don't want quilts that look like flags because they remind them of the flag that's over the casket. I was going to make that quilt that Tammy's making, the land that I love, for Quilts of Valor, till the lady said that. But it does sound too big. I mean, it's big enough for a queen size bed. But it's super cute. It is very intimidating. It's definitely not. It's not unfriendly. It doesn't have any hard techniques, but it is absolutely not for a beginner. Because you have probably cut every bit of 600-700 pieces by the time you cut this quilt. Oh, more than that. Because you got to cut 200 1.5-inch squares alone. That's what they told us at our guild meeting, that they would not accept any quilts that are made to resemble a flag or anything that's big, a big flag. You could make something with a little flag in a corner or something like that, or use flag fabric, but they don't want a flag quilt. They don't take those. At least in our area, they don't take those. I don't know if that's like a national thing or what, but that's what they told us. So what are you guys working on? What is everybody working on? I missed the whole weekend because I was in a live online retreat, and so I missed everything that was in Discord. So I haven't seen everybody's beautiful things. So somebody tell me what they're doing, because I'm pretty much done telling you what I've done. I don't got much else. And do you guys watch a lady called Jessica Dayan? I watch her on YouTube and I follow her. She does a lot of quilt designs, designing quilt patterns, and she does a lot of sew-alongs. Frame for my I Spy quilt. Ah. How big is your I Spy quilt, Melanie? I think I said that before. I Spy sounds like an interesting quilt. 70. Oh, it's a big one. I finished Fallen Charm. Did you? An easy sew that I didn't have to think about. Ah, I am working on trimming half square triangles for Tammy's latest quilt. I saw you working on that at the retreat. Deb, I have to go look at pictures. Did you put pictures in Discord? I'm slowly quilting, singing in the rain. Ah, I put some pictures of the lady. Okay. Okay, Melanie, I have to look at it. You watched Jessica Chloe? So Jessica May did a summer quilt parade, basically. I will later. Okay. Okay, Deb. She did a summer quilt parade just showing some of her summery quilts. And she has a pattern with sailboats that I really want to get. But like I said, I can't buy nothing right now. I'm in Quilty timeout, so I can't do it. She is very talented. She really is. You know, she has her own line of fabric coming out with blank quilting, I think it is. It is super duper pretty. It releases in January or February. One of the two. December, January, or February, somewhere in there. But it is bright, and if you like bright fabrics, it's called Bright Side, I think is what it's called. It's from Blank Fabrics, but it is absolutely, it's very bright. It's really pretty, and she's a fan of small prints. So even though you may have flowers, it's gonna be it's a small flower because she's a fan of using all her prints like in one quilt, and she has about 30. She has about 30 prints in her fabric line, and she's a fan of using all of that in one quilt. So she likes having small prints in them so that they read more solid than large. But she is one of my favorites, and she has a quilt pattern that I really, really want. But of course, again, I am in Quilty timeout, so I can't get it. And I'm in the process of buying some more things to give to you guys because I just thought they were really cute. So as soon as my packages get here, we will have some more giveaways. We will. Hi, Denise. How are you? I've watched a few of your videos. You've been finishing up some stuff. Girl. I so enjoy chatting with you guys. I do. I go to work and talk to my work friends, and I come home and I'd be like, well, tell my husband that I really don't, I want to talk to you for a minute, but I don't have time to sit here and talk to you too much because I got to go watch somebody on YouTube. I got to go put my comments in on somebody's live video so that they know I'm here. I hate that we're all around the country too, because we need to do like an old-fashioned meetup somewhere. You know, like everybody go to the Starbucks and meet up somewhere or something. That would be really cool. I would love to meet up with somebody too. Are you going to QuiltCon, Janice? Because I know you're in that area, I think. A meetup, a good old fashioned just meetup. That's what we should do. You are, so am I. My cousin lives in Raleigh, so I'm going to be staying with her and going to QuiltCon. So maybe we can meet up there. That would be super cool. Do you damn? I take that as a good thing because my husband sometimes tells me that I just talk too much. He said it under his breath though, because it wouldn't work out too well for him if he said it too loud. But I'm just saying he do say it. He do. He definitely said it under his breath. He definitely said it under his breath sometimes. I'm sure, and I'm sure he think it all the time, but he just better not say it loud enough that it come out like that. Now, come on with that foolishness. But I enjoy talking to you guys too. I do. I look forward to Wednesdays. I'm going to look into a different software to do the lives, and I have started trying to make intros to my videos. I ain't real good at that. I had one on the last video, so y'all tell me how y'all thought it sounded and how it looked. Did a small like intro to it. I'm not illiterate when it comes to computers. I just, I done spent my whole life working on them, and I just don't feel like I want to do any more with them than I need to these days. But I'm going to try. It is fun to chat. I'm going to try to make them, to clean them up a little bit and just kind of, make people think I know what I'm doing. But I truly don't. You like all of us, Melanie. We like all of you too. See, I like you, Melanie. You all right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna find a nickname for you males. You're gonna be males from now on. That's what she's gonna be. I tell you that now listen, that is a loving thing because I change everybody's name. Everybody's name at work. Every one of my team members at work have a different name. My little Amber, I call, I walk in the house and I just call her Bella. She just feels like a Bella to me. This will be my first time going to QuiltCon, and I'm very excited about it. I missed the one in Atlanta. Melly Watermelon. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Melly Watermelon, that's cute. I do. I changed Amber's name to Bella. I don't know why. Nobody can figure it out. She just feels like a Bella to me. She just, she just feels like one of those girls who you just kind of, I think if she had been born in the 80s, because she's much younger than that, but if she had been born in the 80s, she'd have been like one of those Valley girls from the 80s movies. Like, duh, then that would have been Amber all day. It is cute, Melanie. She would have been. Everybody has a nickname. Everybody, all my little grandkids. I don't call any of them by their name. They probably don't even know their name when they get to my house because everybody's a sugar or a sugar plum or a butterfly or a ladybug or all of that good stuff. They don't have names when they get to Gigi house. I think that's what she will have been. That's why I call her Bella. I nickname everybody, everybody and everything. I really do. I'm one of those ladies who's uh all over the telephone. I'll be like, hey, sugar, how you doing? Oh, that's all right, pumpkin. It's okay. It's going to be all right. Hey, darling. That's me all day. When I used to work customer service, I would get dinged in the quality assurance every time because everybody on the phone was something other than what their name was. Everybody. I eventually had to give that up because I was non-compliant. We have been on here almost an hour. And I don't want to keep you guys too long because if you're anything like me, she said QuiltCon sounds fun. And it does. It does sound fun. I missed the one in Atlanta because it was at a time of the month that I couldn't take vacation at the last minute for. So I didn't get a chance to go to that one. And I was not driving across the country to Phoenix to go to the last one. So no, because it was Atlanta and then Raleigh and then Phoenix, right? Isn't that the way I went? Because wasn't it at Raleigh before I went to Phoenix? And it's coming back to Raleigh, I think. Ow. I think that's the way it went. But I'm going in February. I'm already on it. Oh, okay. Deb, you silly. She said, I don't want to I don't want to be a fly. They eat poop. Okay, yeah, that was right. Okay. Okay. What are you guys doing for the 4th? Yeah, that was funny, Deb. That was really funny. What are you guys doing for the 4th? Anybody cooking like me? Or is everybody going to somebody else's house to eat? And if you're cooking, what you cooking? I might want to come join y'all. I might want to come join y'all. I'm cooking. We aren't having anything like ribs, which let me just tell y'all, in a black household, a barbecue is not a barbecue without ribs. Barbecue is not a barbecue without ribs. If you ain't got ribs on the grill, then you just got a picnic. You don't have a barbecue. Right? So this year, we having a picnic apparently, and we're not having a barbecue. She said, I'm not cooking. We shoot fireworks off at home. Too dangerous to go to the shows. I got it. So we're not having ribs and we're not having a barbecue. We apparently are just having a picnic. So we having hamburgers and hot dogs. And I'm going to grill some chicken. And then I'm going to fry some catfish, swai, and shrimp. Green beans. Let's see, green beans, baked beans, coleslaw. I'm making peach cobbler, and I'm gonna make my grandkids their first batch of homemade ice cream. My neighborhood does a large fireworks display. So we're gonna throw some quilts out in the front yard and watch. The firework display that they put on at the pool in our neighborhood. It sounds like more work than it is. Because hamburgers and hot dogs pretty much cook themselves just like you do in the house. The grilled chicken sit out there. That's all going on that grill is some chicken. So it'll do its thing. And the fish, you just drop that when you want to eat it. You just drop that when you want to eat it. So, I mean, fish and fries, it's simple. The coleslaw is probably the hardest thing. Coleslaw and baked beans, because I'm peculiar about my baked beans. I don't like to buy baked beans that's already seasoned in the can. Just give me some pork and beans or some regular old beans in the can. I'll rinse them off and season them myself. The baked beans and the coleslaw is the most work that I'm gonna have to do. Everything else is relatively simple. Well, the peach cobbler and the ice cream may be a little work, but I'm gonna try to teach their mama, the grandchildren's mamas and daddies, on how to do some of that stuff. But that's what we having. That's what we gonna be doing. Y'all welcome. Come on, come right on. The more the merrier. Bring your own chair, because chairs is a premium out there. Outside now. Don't bring no chair. You're gonna be sitting on the ground, sitting in the grass with your legs crossed like Indians. Because ain't no more chairs. Chairs is a premium around here. You got to bring the chair. You got to bring your own chair. Not sure I may go to Raleigh to watch the fireworks. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we ain't going no. I live too far from where well, that's not true. I was going to say I live too far from where the real firework displays here. You gone, Mona? From where our fireworks displays are. So I live about. Good night, Mona. I live about 35, 45 minutes from the closest real major city that's close to us, about 35, 45 minutes away. But we have this place out here called American Village. And they do, I don't really know what they do, but this time of year, they usually do like a colonial like thing, and they do fireworks down there, and it's probably a good 15 minutes from me. So I could go there, but that's a lot of people. And I pay my HOA good money. And also I'm gonna sit right here in my yard and watch the fireworks that they put on down there at the pool. Which is what they spend most of our HOA entertainment money on, is that fireworks display that they pay a professional to come out on the back of a boat in the lake out there to light up the fireworks. So that's what we're going to do. That's the plan. Anyway, which is going to take a long time because they don't start the fireworks until it get dark, and it don't start getting dark around here. It's about 9 o'clock. And I'd be good and ready. Lord knows I love my grandchildren, but by 7:30, I'd be ready for them to go on back home. They've been here since 12. Really? They don't do anything? They don't even do like, they don't let Santa Claus get on the back of somebody's truck and like ride down the road or nothing? I mean, don't do nothing. We pay good money, and we're in one of those, I don't know if you guys have neighborhoods like this, but we're in a neighborhood that's basically a starter to retirement. So it has sections. There's a townhouse section, there's a garden home section, there is a step up from garden home or like a middle of the road like section, and then there's a section in the back that has what is probably, those houses run anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000 towards the back. So it was billed, like I said, starter to retirement. So your garden homes are basically most people's starter, or their retirement, or like townhomes are starter or retirement. And as your family grows, the neighborhood was created to keep you in the community as your family grows. That's how they designed it. That's how they built it. That's how they wanted it to be in the whole city that I live in, which is called Calera, Alabama. However, my neighborhood is the only one that was built that way. The design evidently didn't catch on because mine is the only one that has those sections in the city. So when they get paid, that's a lot of houses in this community. So when they get money, they get a lot of money from each one of these houses. And because these people have moved from starter to retirement in this same neighborhood, they are adamant that their HOA does something that they want them to do. So we have a pretty active one, pretty active HOA. They do a lot. Like we'll have a Labor Day celebration at the pool where they bring in now that's where they bring in outside vendors like food trucks and stuff like that, because the Labor Day celebration is more like the back to school celebration. So they do that to promote the kids going back to school and give out like notebooks, all that stuff that they do in back to school type things. And they do a big celebration. They bring in a local singing band or whatever they are. They bring them down there and they sing at the pool and all that stuff. They do all that stuff. Then we won't have nothing else to Halloween. And they'll do a Halloween parade. And my neighborhood is really big on Halloween. So they'll do that with the fall festival. And then we won't hear no more from them till Christmas. And that's when Santa Claus get on the back of the truck and they bring in the fire department. It is an interesting concept. I thought it was too, but apparently nobody else thought it was, because this is the only community like that. But they put Santa Claus on the fire truck and on the back of a truck, and then the fire truck following him with a lot of noise, and he go around and greet the children. Yeah, and then it starts all over. But we don't do anything for New Year's. And then the very next time you will hear from them will be like Easter, right around Easter. They start their entertainment. The Easter Bunny show up, and then they do like the Easter egg hunt and paint faces and all that spring stuff. Then when the pool opens, that's when they really pop off. We have a food truck week. They have a week where food trucks come, and it's all kind of stuff. But I will say this, my HOA members that are running the HOA are younger than me. I'm 52 and they're probably in their 30s and early 40s. So they have children that they're doing a lot of this stuff for, that participate and be like, Mom, can we have so and so and so? So they get out there like they classroom moms and they put the whole event together. They're young. They're a younger group of people leading the HOA. So it's a little bit more, I think, forward thinking than some other ones may be. I don't have any kids that young, but it always gives my grandkids something that they can come do in safety. Do anything in my son's neighborhood. Don't do anything except write people up for nonsense things. And we don't have crazy rules either. I'm glad about that. We don't have one of those HOAs that think, that you. What gets me is I moved into one that I rented from where we were responsible for making sure that the mulch in your yard was the right color every year, which to me is the most insane thing I've ever heard of in my life. Why are you denoting what my mulch is supposed to look like? For that matter, why do I have to have mulch? That's just dumb. But they don't do anything quite that ridiculous. They ask for the normal things. Cut your grass, move your trash can away from the front of your house. Please have it on at least the side. That kind of stuff like that. That's like your son's, Becky. Yeah, it's ridiculousness. It's foolishness. If you was looking at your own mulch, you wouldn't have time to look at mine, because apparently mulch is something that you have to pay a lot of attention to. So if you was over there counting how many mulches was in your yard, you wouldn't have time to worry about how many was in mine. I just think that's crazy. So needless to say, we only stayed 1 year. Yes, mulch color. It was supposed to be that reddish brown looking color, and everybody was supposed to change it every single solitary year. And needless to say, we only did one lease at that house in that place. Because you're not finna get on my nerves about that. I'm gonna take it all up, cut down all the trees, burn up all the grass. Well, I ain't got nothing, and cement everything. That's what you're gonna get if you keep bothering me. It's just, yeah, they can be a little extra. Yes, Chloe, they can be a little extra. I get rid of all of it. It's mine. You're just not gonna do me like that. But we have good people here. We do. And like I said, it gives my grandkids somewhere. Hey, Jazz, how are you? It gives my grandkids somewhere to go in safety because they live in the city of Birmingham, and Birmingham is a hotbed of mess. So it gives them somewhere to come to in safety. I moved to this area not only because I'm far enough out that nobody visits, but also because I wanted my grandkids to have somewhere with a good school system. I don't care if my daughter lives with me or not. I swear she did, so that they can have a good school. They need a good school system to go to, and they need somewhere to go in safety. And my neighborhood is still one of those that I could leave my back door open and go shopping for 6 hours and come back, and nobody has bothered anything in my yard or my house. That is unheard of in these days and times. So that's the purpose in me moving out here. Now, how long is it gonna stay that way? I don't know, but I'm gonna take advantage of it as I can, as long as I can. Yep, I'm gonna take advantage of it as long as I can. But I don't want to hold you. Ooh, it's going on 9 o'clock. And I know you people that are in Eastern time zone, your eyes are like slowly closing. You're doing your head like this. You're about to fall out. You just like that. I know that's what you're doing. I know that's what you're doing. It's late. It is. So I am going to say my goodbyes to you guys. Look forward to seeing all of my fruit next week. Oh, this too. I only have, let's see, I have next week. She said, that's wonderful. I have wonderful neighbors who look out for me. They mow my yard. Yeah. I have next week and the week after that I will be with you guys live on those Wednesdays. And then that following week. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, the 4th week of July, I will not be live that week. I will be at a family reunion. And I will be back the next week. But on the 3rd week of July, we are going to pick another a Christmas in July project, and I'm going to have 3 for you guys to choose from. And then next week we're going to pick my next focus quilt. So that's all my updates and my plans thus forth. I was loved at you guys. And for those of you who are new or do not know, what's loved it means, I loved you yesterday, I love you today, and every day going forward. So look at somebody and tell them that you was loved at them. Okay? Bye, y'all.